These balls look awesome. I've never seen balls look so shiny and golden and delicious looking and tasty, and this is so inappropriate. I don't think we're gonna use any of this footage. Hey, welcome to another edition of What's Cooking in Buck's Kitchen. Today we are going to make Cuban potato balls. Papas Rellenas. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but they're basically Cuban potato balls. It's a mix of meat and spices stuffed into the center of some mashed potatoes, breaded and then deep fried. I had these about a year ago. I found them in the prepared food section of my local grocery store, and they looked really yummy, so I took one home and I fell in love with this. I looked up on the internet and found the recipe, and I asked my wife, I said, Lisa, will you make this for me? She never made them for me. So I'm gonna make them today. I've never made these before, so bear with me if I make any mistakes. But it seems like a pretty simple, straightforward dish. Now this dish that I'm making with beef. Now you could substitute pork, chicken, shrimp, anything you like, or you can make them vegetarian, just omit all the meat. Today I'm gonna make it with beef. And what you have to do is you have to start off with some mashed potatoes. I cut, cubed, boiled, and then mashed with a little bit of milk and a little bit of salt, and I've got my mashed potato mix right here. The next thing I'm gonna have to do is to brown the meat and add all these spices here in front of me. I've done all the prep work. I've chopped the onion, I've chopped the red bell pepper, the green bell pepper, and the yellow bell pepper, the garlic, the Worcestershire sauce, the paprika, dried oregano, salt, fresh black cracked pepper, some cumin, the juice of 1 lime. So once you have your potatoes all cooked and mashed, set them aside because they have to be cooled completely. So I'm gonna set those aside. Next thing I have to do is I have to brown my meat and then add all these ingredients. So come on, let's do that now. I have 1 pound of ground sirloin that I'm gonna use in this recipe. Drop the ground beef into the frying pan, and with a wooden spoon, break it up. And just let that cook and brown up, all right? So we're gonna let that sit in the pan and cook until it's nice and brown, and then we'll start adding the rest of the ingredients. All right, I like to drain the oil out of the meat once it starts to cook. That way it gets really nice and brown, and all the flavors really start to pop. So once this is nice and brown, we're gonna add the chopped onion and the garlic. So let's go get that now. Chopped onion and garlic. You just want to mix this in till the onion becomes translucent. Just a couple moments. Mix it all up nice and good. Smell that onion cooking? Onion, garlic, and beef. Next time I make this though, I think I'm gonna try it with the pork, because I bet you the pork is really good. Alright, so that garlic's just starting to become translucent. I'm sweating a little bit, so a little bit of liquid's coming out. Okay, and then once this is done, we're gonna add the pepper. The chopped bell pepper that I have over here already prepared. Now once I took this, I chopped it up in a food processor, and then I soaked all the liquid out of it using paper towels. So it's not so liquidy. It's gonna really make the dish hold together a lot better. Ooh, look at the colors. Look how pretty. Now once all these ingredients, the peppers, the onions, and the beef are all cooked up, start adding all the rest of your ingredients. The Worcestershire sauce, the paprika, the oregano, the salt, the black pepper, the cumin, and the juice of 1 lime. Just mix all that up together. Ooh, cumin. I like cumin. It smells really, really good. All right, so we're gonna cook this up for another 5 minutes or so, just to infuse all those flavors. And then we're gonna put them in a bowl and set it aside and let it cool. Because what we have to do is we have to take the potatoes and put the meat in the middle of the potatoes and form little balls. So all the components have to be cool before you do that. So I'm gonna cook this up for another 5 minutes, set it aside, let it cool, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how to do the rest of it.
A few moments later.
And now comes the fun part. With the ice cream scoop, scoop out some potato. Flatten out in your hand and put a little concave hole right in the middle and just fill it up with just a little bit of the beef. All right, and from here you just roll the sides up until you enclose the entire beef mixture in the potato. All right, see what I'm doing here? All right, and then once you have your meat mixture mixed in and enclosed into the potato, and you have yourself a nice potato ball, drop it into your egg mixture, and then coat with the flour and breadcrumbs. But wait, we're not done. Dip it again into the flour, or into the egg, and then again into the breadcrumbs. So it's a double dip. All right, and what you end up with is a Cuban potato ball. Lay it on your parchment paper and continue going. Now again, I've never done this before. So this is it's my first time, but so far I think it's coming out pretty good. The more I do these, the better I'm getting at them, I seem like. All right, and there you have it. Boom. The finished product. Now what has to happen now is this has to go in the refrigerator for 4 hours so it firms up. So when you drop them in the oil, they hold together. So we have about 4 hours wait. Here we are, 4 hours. Okay, so now the fun begins. We're going to take the balls out of the refrigerator and put them into a 375 hot oil and fry them up for about 5 minutes until golden brown and delicious. Jeez, I almost dropped it. All right, so it's very important to put these in the refrigerator for 2 to 4 hours so they firm up and they hold together when you drop them in the oil, okay? So don't skip that step if you do this recipe. And only put about 3 to 4 balls in at a time because you don't want to overcrowd them and make the heat go down real fast. So here's a 1 ball. And don't put your fingers in there because that's hot. There you go. Oh, they're already turning golden brown. Look at that. And you want to flip them around. Now, usually you want to have enough oil in there to submerge them completely, but I didn't have enough to fill this pot. So just roll them around so they become evenly cooked all around. All right. And like I said, it only takes a couple of minutes, about 2 to 5 minutes. Keep rotating them until they get that nice golden crisp brown. Ooh, they smell good and they look good. I gotta say, this recipe, this meal, this appetizer, these balls were a lot of work. I've never done these before, I said it earlier. I'm gonna try to do it again, but the first time is always the most difficult. So if you do this recipe, don't be freaked out at the difficulty level because the first time is always the hardest. It gets easier the more you do anything. Practice makes perfect. And let me tell you, these are going to be worth the work. Look how golden brown they're turning. I hope they don't cook too fast. But remember, this is already cooked. So all you're really doing is crisping them up. And then scoop them out into a paper towel lined bowl. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Not bad for my first time, I tell you what. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, well, the magic time has come to try one of my Cuban potato balls. Are you ready, Lisa? My lovely wife is going to be the
guinea pig
taste test sampler. Pick a ball, any ball. I'm gonna take this one right here. Let's see what we got. Can you see the meat that's inside there? It doesn't look like there's that much. This is one of the smaller balls. But it's not small on flavor. Tell me what you think. Oh yeah, look at the meat inside that one. Can you see that?
It's very tasty.
Crispy, light, the potatoes fluffy. The filling is flavorful, but not overpowerfully spicy. Not that this is a very spicy dish anyway. I will say though, I think these would be better with pork. What do you think? The beef is really good, but I think the pork would give it that added flavor that it's missing if I was to give it any kind of critique. But this is really, really good. And for my first time, I think I did a fantastic job. There's always a trial and error when you do something for your first time, and I think I learned a lot for the next time I make these. But these are fantastic. These would make a great appetizer or side dish at a party. What do you think? Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, that's it. Those are, this is what's cooking in Buck's kitchen.
Papas Rellenas.
Papas Rellenas. She said it just like I said it, so it must be right. She's got more Latin in her than I do. All right, y'all. Well, thanks for coming. If you tried this recipe, send me a message and let me know how they came out. And y'all come back now for more recipes in the future. Thanks for watching. See ya.